Well, it's kind of oogy out there this morning, and this is the kind of weather that might make you want to just kind of stay inside, maybe bake something, bake up some comfort food maybe. But unless you're a frequent baker, you might take some shortcuts. You don't really need to. Maybe you shouldn't do them if you want to put the good in baked goods. So joining me now after publishing her piece about the 6 baking myths that you should not believe, Washington Post food reporter Beck Krystal. And I love your segment here. Voraciously is the name of your byline. Good to have you this morning, Becky.
Hi, thanks for having me.
All right, so let's talk about these 6 baking myths.
Yeah. So I answer a lot of reader questions on Voraciously, and these are the kinds of things that tend to come up when people want to change recipes. So I think it's better to be prepared and know what you're doing. And so I'm going to explain a little bit about why all these things are important.
All right. So we begin with the sweet stuff.
Yeah, right. Sugar, primary ingredient in baking. It's sweet. Yes, that is one of its primary purposes, but it does a lot more. Sugar has a lot of chemical sort of roles in baking. It helps your baked goods rise when you beat it with butter. It helps with browning, so you get that attractive color. And it also contributes to more flavors than just sweetness, which could be kind of caramel or even that slight bitterness you get when you make things that are baked longer. So it's really important to understand those before you start cutting sugar in baking, which is something people want to do a lot.
All right. And so if we're going to talk about how much sugar or whatever we're putting in there, you say the measurements really don't make that much of a difference?
Well, that's the thing. So a lot of us are used to baking with volume measurements, cups, tablespoons, that kind of thing. It does matter how you measure. You know, a lot of bakers prefer to use grams. They're a more accurate unit. And that's why I strongly recommend that anyone who wants to get better at baking use a scale, because I think you're going to find that you get more consistent results and you get results that more replicate what the developer had in mind.
All right. So you say sugar is important, but maybe not for the reasons we think, but salt really doesn't matter?
Yeah, this is an interesting one I get too, because people think salty flavor. Well, salt is important in baked goods. You don't necessarily taste the salt in baked goods, right? Because unless you're sprinkling that nice salt on top of something. Salt is an enhancer. It will amplify the flavor of your chocolate, of your vanilla. It helps season those bland ingredients like flour. And like sugar, it also has actual functional purposes. It helps bread rise the right amount at the right speed. It keeps the dough from getting, too voluminous, and it helps baked goods set in the oven too. So it's not just about salt flavor. Okay,
so you're going to blow some people's mind here. No knead bread is not real bread?
Yeah, so I've gotten this a lot. I've run a bunch of no knead bread recipes, which are almost more like self-kneading. You mix them in the bowl and you kind of let them do their thing. You don't have to do a lot with your hands. You don't have to do a lot with your mixer. And there are a lot of purists out there who think you have to knead bread to make actual bread, and that's just not true. A lot of people wouldn't be able to tell the difference between no knead bread and kneaded bread. No knead bread is almost self-kneading because of the amount of water in there. You just sort of let the dough do its thing and you'll get to the same place.
All right, so you say European style high-fat butter is always better. And finally, you say we really don't need buttermilk. I was out with a buddy, said, I'm making these biscuits. I got to find buttermilk. We went to like 3 different stores, couldn't find the buttermilk. You say there's a good substitute.
Well, actually, I mean, I think the myth is that the lemon juice and milk or vinegar and milk is a great substitute for buttermilk. And I find that it's not. You know, this is sort of one of those common baking substitutions. And I think for the best results and the best texture in a lot of recipes, I think buttermilk is the way to go. Yogurt and kefir are good substitutes, but I don't think that you're going to get what you want by just sort of adding a little bit of acid to milk and letting it hang out for a few minutes. It's really not the same as what you get at the store.
So Beck Krystal is behind Voraciously in the Washington Post. Will help you cook with confidence, no experience required, which is perfect for me. Becky, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And by the way, you'll be reading a recipe and then, maybe realize you need something else. That digital scale, it's a big deal. You can follow Becky on Instagram, Becky.Krystal, Krystal.